A heavyset man falsely claims to be a purebred German, but the German soldiers refuse to believe him. They pull down his pants, confirm he is Jewish, and immediately drag him away for execution. Witnessing this, a young boy quickly removes his red scarf and buries his identification documents in the dirt, as he is also Jewish. When a German officer approaches to question him, the boy uses fluent German to act wronged, declaring he is a pure-blooded German. He claims he just escaped from a Soviet orphanage, growing increasingly agitated as if he has suffered a massive injustice. His flawless German leaves the soldiers unsure, so they bring him before their commanding officer. Facing the commander's interrogation, the boy confidently repeats his fabricated orphan backstory to gain sympathy. The commander remains unconvinced and asks for his parents' names, causing the boy to panic because he forgot to invent them. Fortunately, a kinder-looking officer nearby fills in the blanks for him, assuming his parents were murdered by the Soviets. Just as they are immersed in the boy's tragic tale, a commotion breaks out nearby after the Germans capture a Soviet officer. Due to the language barrier, an argument ensues. The boy, fluent in both Russian and German, is called over to translate. Through his translation, the Germans discover the captive is actually Stalin's son, Yakov. The Nazis are thrilled by this major capture, credit the boy with the achievement, and proudly pose for a photo with him. The boy embeds himself with the German troops, where his flawless disguise, handsome face, and pitiful aura win everyone over. While he is enjoying a sausage given to him by a soldier, a Soviet prisoner in the crowd recognizes him and calls out his real name. The prisoner, a former nemesis, points at the boy and exposes the fact that he is Jewish. Since the Germans do not understand Russian, they ask the boy to translate the prisoner's shouting. The boy lies, claiming he doesn't know the man, and marches over to slap the prisoner hard across the face. This ruthless action delights the Nazis. When the furious prisoner tries to fight back, the Germans violently protect their compatriot. The prisoner is executed, and the boy is now entirely accepted as a loyal member of the Nazi ranks. Sometime later, his unit captures a Soviet trench and seizes an enemy radio transmitter. While the boy is translating the radio chatter, a Soviet sniper suddenly kills 3 of his German comrades. Desperate to survive, the boy uses the radio to contact the Soviet army, claiming he is an undercover Komsomol member. He establishes a secret password and agrees on a location to meet the Soviet forces. Under the cover of darkness, he eagerly sprints toward the Soviet lines to defect. Just as he raises his rifle with both hands to surrender, the opposing Soviet troops surprisingly drop their weapons and surrender to him. The boy is utterly confused until a squad of German soldiers charges in from behind him, shouting battle cries. The Germans believe he was heroically charging the enemy single-handedly to avenge his fallen comrades. His botched defection accidentally turns him into a decorated war hero, and news of his bravery reaches a high-ranking colonel. The colonel tests him by asking if he knows who their true enemy is. The boy tentatively guesses the Soviets, the French, or the British. The colonel shakes his head, explaining that this holy war is explicitly dedicated to eradicating the Jews. The boy is chilled to the bone, unable to comprehend where such deep-seated hatred comes from. To reward his outstanding service, the colonel recommends him for enrollment at an elite Nazi academy in Berlin. The boy is initially thrilled, believing that hiding out in a school will be much safer than fighting on the front lines. On his first day, the school principal continuously praises him in front of the student body as a returning hero, making his classmates incredibly jealous. However, his joy turns to horror when he discovers the school's curriculum isn't about military tactics, but entirely focused on how to exterminate Jews. He realizes he has walked straight into the heart of hell. His immediate priority is securing his safety in the most dangerous place, the bathroom. He meticulously checks the bathroom doors to ensure the locks work and inspects the shower curtains to see if they are transparent. To his immense relief, he discovers that the German students prefer to shower while wearing their underpants. During a biology class, the teacher zealously instructs the students on how to physically identify a Jew. The teacher lists traits like a high forehead, hooked nose, flat back of the head, and large ears, features the boy realizes he possesses. Terrified, the boy is called up to the front of the classroom to serve as a live demonstration model. The teacher uses calipers to measure the size of his skull, the height of his nose bridge, and compares his eye color to a standardized chart. Despite every measurement perfectly matching the Jewish profile, the teacher blindly concludes that the boy is an exemplary Aryan. Having survived another terrifying ordeal, his popularity soars, and he soon begins dating a beautiful local girl. On their first date in the woods, the girl is very forward and wants to become physically intimate right away. Terrified that she will discover he is circumcised, the boy abruptly rejects her, completely ruining the mood. To calm her anger, he bizarrely grabs a handful of grass and eats it to make her laugh. Back in his dormitory shower, the desperate boy uses a needle and thread in a painful attempt to stretch his skin and hide his circumcision. The next day, during an energetic gym class, he forgets about his fresh injury and jumps forcefully to the ground. He instantly collapses in agony, clutching his groin. His classmates rush over to check on him. A friend tells him to rest because there is a mandatory medical examination scheduled for the very next day. To evade the physical examination, he fakes a severe toothache and convinces a dentist to pull out a perfectly healthy tooth. That night, excruciating pain from his self-inflicted groin injury wakes him up. He discovers the wound is severely infected. His streak of bad luck continues when he is unexpectedly summoned to the school's records office. An official informs him that his file is missing the most crucial document, his official certificate of Aryan lineage. The boy desperately lies, claiming he lost it on the battlefield. Unconvinced, the official gives him 3 days to produce the document. If he fails to provide it within 3 days, he will be officially processed and treated as a Jew. He leaves the office completely defeated, but just at that moment, a Soviet bomber plane appears in the sky. The plane drops a payload of bombs, entirely obliterating the records building and the adjacent structures. Looking at the burning rubble and destroyed paperwork, the boy smiles with relief. His secret is buried once again. As time passes, the Soviet army gains momentum and pushes violently into the heart of Berlin, forcing the Germans into a rapid retreat. Sensing the imminent danger of staying with the losing side, the boy seizes a moment when his commander is distracted. He sprints across the chaotic battlefield toward the Soviet encampment. He throws his hands up and shouts in Russian that he is a Jew and a member of the Soviet Komsomol youth organization. Unsure of what to do, the Soviet soldiers hand him over to a general for questioning. The general completely dismisses his story, believing it is impossible for a real Jew to have survived hidden among the Nazis for so long. Suspecting him of being a German spy, the general punches him directly in the face. The boy desperately tries to explain himself, but the impatient general drags him over to another Jewish prisoner who survived a concentration camp. The general hands the prisoner a pistol and orders him to execute the boy on the spot. Resigned to his fate, the boy closes his eyes. Just as the trigger is about to be pulled, a voice shouts his real name. The boy opens his eyes and steps forward, realizing the executioner is his long-lost brother. The two siblings embrace, weeping and laughing in sheer disbelief at the miraculous reunion. Against all odds, the boy finally survives the war.